We have several moves to get through from the committee today, and we're going to start there. And we're going to start with Josh Brown, who bought a few new things. I want to tell you about all those. You bought eBay, which hit a 52-week high on Monday. That's the highest since February of last year. Tell me why that one has been added to your portfolio.
So this is a breakout in progress. It got above long-term resistance, which was 48. I think it'll hold that level, but we'll have to see. This is the highest level eBay has traded at really since April of 2022. It had been in this range between 38 and 50 since the summer of 2022. So this is basically a stock that can't get arrested. They've had literally no support whatsoever anywhere on Wall Street. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's 10 times earnings. We know the reason why it's 10 times earnings. Facebook came into the marketplace business a few years ago, stole some of eBay's thunder. There's not a lot of growth here, but that's the point. You're not paying for growth. At this point, you're paying for nothing, and they have accelerated the rate at which they're returning capital to shareholders. It's a 2% dividend yield, and buybacks are going up. And they've got a CEO in here who actually was very instrumental in this company during a higher growth phase, who is now back, and I think there's more to be said about the future. So I think it's very low risk here. I have a stop loss. It's not necessarily a long-term investment, but I like it from a trading standpoint.
Okay, keep an eye on that as it gets a little bit of a move here. So you've been talking a lot about the NASDAQ. We obviously have been talking a lot about the NASDAQ. You bought the actual exchange stock, NDAQ. Tell me why you bought NASDAQ.
NASDAQ also a breakout in progress. This has an RSI of 75. So it might need to cool off a little bit. It's 13% above its 200-day, 5% above the 50-day. NASDAQ broke resistance at 58. So you can see clear as day on the chart. Every time it bumped up against 58, 60 bucks, it fell off. Now it's above. NASDAQ is the #1 play if you believe capital markets return in the second half of this year, as I do. I think we're going to see IPOs. I think we're going to see a lot of activity, and not just in the United States. NASDAQ is operating exchanges all over the world, and they did something really smart. While nobody was paying attention, they went from being just an exchange business to really being a financial services business and software company. And so they've got now 3 different businesses under the one NASDAQ umbrella, all of which have the ability to kick in earnings and revenue growth this year. And you had some insider buying in the stock over the last year as well. So I like the stock here. I think get into the 70s. Again, it's a trade. I have a stop loss in place, but it's a breakout in progress.
Yeah, I hear you. Another bump there. CBRE. Tell me about that one. That's also new.
Yep. Similar to a lot of the things that I talk about on the show, I like these businesses where you've got a technical breakout, but you've got a fundamental reason that the market is only just now discovering. If you were to talk about CB Richard Ellis or Jones Lang LaSalle or Cushman & Wakefield over the last year or two, everyone would tell you, oh, you're an idiot, commercial real estate is dead, it's going to be a depression, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand the business model shift underway here. Do you think that's news to CBRE? That there's going to be some challenges in commercial real estate values? Like, honestly, how childish can you actually be? So what this company has done over the last couple of years, knowing what the marketplace would be like, is they've shifted into a much more services-heavy ARR software-like business model where basically they benefit from the volatility because they become the go-to player for every corporation in the world, and by the way, this is global, trying to figure out their real estate portfolio, right-size their leases, what do they own, what are they renting, what do they need, what do they have to get rid of. CBRE is going to get paid on this stuff coming and going. It's not just about transactions. Now it's about facilities management. It's about loss mitigation. They're in the mortgage business, et cetera, et cetera. So this stock's breaking out. There's a reason why. People understand this. There was a lot of resistance at 87. It hit that level 3 times. Fourth time was the charm. And again, this is a trade, but I think we could see the stock north of 100.
All right.